Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be showing off two different things. One, we're playing on Omega with all of the brand new updates, which I'll probably make a video going over those in the future as it's been a long time since I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. But we're here to check out a number 43 FTK. It's actually going to be a pretty consistent deck. Most of the stuff is going to be draw power, and it actually uses Banquet of Millions to make a game. And what you are going to be doing is essentially burning your opponent, and you're going to be getting a monster with insane amounts of attack. So you 78 into 43, and 43 actually protects itself. And I'll kind of explain how the FTK works, but I just want to go ahead and just have these kind of play out because they're relatively fast. But we'll go ahead and break down the combo. It's going to be actually quite easy to pull off. So what it involves is basically a bunch of draw power. You also have Trap Trick to go for Banquet of Millions. That card and Soul Absorption are going to be part of the combo, but in terms of like the number 78, this is super easy to make. You'll make it basically every single time. But what you do is you need Trap Trick, or you can use Banquet of Millions. Doesn't really matter because they're going to. You just need Banquet of Millions plus Soul Absorption. Those are the two cards that you really need. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have number 78, and once per turn you're going to detach material from this card, and your opponent chooses this one card from your extra deck, and then you only give them that as an option, so they have to pick it. So there's no real downsides or any RNG with this. So your opponent basically is forced to select the card, which is going to be number 43. So they're going to force that card out. And then what you're going to do is you're also going to use Banquet of Millions. This banishes any number of cards from your extra deck face down, and your opponent also banishes the same amount. So it's kind of hard for them to really do anything because it's basically an FTK because your opponent doesn't get an option. So you go 13 on your opponent and yourself because you need the one monster, which is number 78. You make that first, and then you go into the other one, right? So it forces them to go right into it, and you're going to go ahead and make number 43 Manipulator Souls. Yeah, because I haven't actually covered this FTK, so here's what the full effect of this card does. Because it doesn't just FTK them, you could actually still get extra bonuses with this, just in case, however way your opponent happens to survive if they do. So once per turn, you get attached material from this card, target a number monster in your graveyard, which is, of course, number 78. You target it, you get to equip it, and then while equipped to it, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect. So it's basically protected on this effect, unless they have something that like destroys and then also like stops its effect. But so it can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects because the card actually has to remain face up to actually get that effect burn. So it's once per turn when you gain life points, and you're going to be gaining those life points with Soul Absorption because you're going to be banishing all of those cards with Banquet of Millions. And then the next part of the effect is when you gain life points, except during the damage step, you can make this card gain an equal amount of attack. Also inflict that much damage to your opponent if this card is still face up on the field. So even if somehow your opponent survives this, they cannot go into the extra deck for the most part. They may be able to, but like you've shut down 13 of their cards. So potentially they could be locked out. Obviously they're going to pick their like best cards, but nonetheless, most of the time you should be a-okay, depending on the matchup. So you get to heal for 13,000 life points, and then they also take 13,000. Then this monster has 13,000 attack, and when your opponent, you know, may not have an extra deck, or it's like it's a heavily like destroyed extra deck, they might just lose anyways. But it doesn't really matter because you're going to be FTKing them. It's going to be kind of a short video, but I figured I wanted to go ahead and explain it, and I'll also give you guys the deck profile for this deck. So let me go ahead and hop right into that. But one thing that I have really liked with Omega's newer update is it tells you how expensive this entire deck is. That's a really, really cool feature. But like I said, I'll be covering that in a future video. I'm going to go ahead and mouse over the cards, but we'll also put the file, actually it's just a giant text file. It's really cool how they have the deck profiles. It's much easier to share, but I'll mouse over the cards just in case any of you guys are like maybe playing this in real life. Pretty much the entire deck is draw power, and then you just go into Lone Fire, into Evil Thorn, and then you can have instant access into whatever you want to go for. There is a play where if you want to, you can run Instant Fusion in the deck. There's even Cup Base, because giving them 2 cards, it doesn't matter if you're just going to go ahead and burn them for their entire amount of life points. By the way, if you guys haven't seen like draw power decks, Plasma and Dogma are some of the best draw powers because they happen to be de-draw as well as allure and trade in targets. But you can still activate Upstart Goblin. Heck, you can run multiple, if you're playing in the OCG, you can run multiple Upstart Goblins because it burns them for like 13,000 points of damage. So you can activate multiple Upstarts. It's totally fine. You can even go for Desires. That can actually banish and activate the other part of the effect. It's not like there's any cards in this which are like combo pieces that you like can't banish, unless you banish all of your Banquet of Millions, which that's pretty slim to banish all of those. But you also have 1-for-1 as an alternate way to actually get out Evil Thorns. So getting out Evil Thorns is going to be pretty easy. All you need to do is get out basically 2 level 1 monsters. There's multiple ways to do that, but I think the Lone Fire engine is great because you can deck them. You can Lone Fire into all the Lone Fires, then you can have extra, you know, consistency with your other draw power. But the only real important cards are these two. If you want to play Instant Fusion, you can run Millennium Ice Restrict to kind of block out a hand trap. You can also play, you know, Called by the Grave to disrupt certain other plays. But that pretty much covers basically the gist of the deck over here. But big shouts to my homie Teriyaki for showing me the number 43 FTK, because I actually haven't even heard of this, but it is something kind of cool, and I like seeing weirder FTK decks. But anyways, thanks for tuning, guys. If you guys enjoyed the gameplay, drop a like on it. If you're new here and want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh videos in the future, subscribe to the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. I'm out. Peace.